Some women try to antagonize and provoke other women simply because they are not you. When a woman is somehow jealous or feels insecure in your presence, she will try to antagonize you and provoke you to come out of character. Women who are miserable in general and don't like other women may feel jealous, may feel insecure, may feel envious. They will always try to provoke the nice girl into wrath. They will always try to antagonize the nice woman to bring out the worst in her. Jealous, envious, and or miserable people, their goal is to get you out of character as a woman. They want you to get into the trenches, get into the gutter with them. And if you are not careful, you will let them succeed. See, miserable, jealous, insecure women and men alike, when they see a woman doing too well, when they see you carrying yourself with class, decorum, you might be in a professional environment, so you're very professional, very classy. You like to dot your I's and cross your T's. That's doing a little bit too much for a jealous, insecure, and or miserable person. So they will serve as an antagonist in your life to try to get you out of character. Those type of people have very demonic, in my opinion, the way I believe, spirits. And the way they operate is to go about being little busybodies, trying to get under your skin any chance they get. And the reason being is because they are not you. Because they don't carry themselves in the same way that you do. Because they do not get the same response from people that you do. And that absolutely makes them feel horrified. That absolutely rubs them the wrong way. That absolutely makes them feel like they are nothing in your presence. So they have to do something to bring you down to their level. Jealous, miserable people, people who antagonize and provoke decent people, people who are minding their business, being unbothered and staying in their own lane, people who are jealous and miserable, people who are toxic, people who don't know how to act, who don't know how to have class, they get very triggered, especially women against women, women being jealous of other women. They get very triggered by a woman who is unbothered. And that's why I always talk about on this channel being an unbothered woman. Because when you're unbothered, you can recognize these little petty games that other women play and stay away from it and not allow them to get you out of character. What does getting you out of character do for a jealous woman who likes to antagonize and provoke you to wrath? Number one, it shows her that you are no better than her and thus making her feel good about herself. See, miserable people, misery, as they say, truly does love company. So if a woman is able to use her nasty attitude, her nasty tricks to get you to come down to her level and start maybe yelling, start maybe acting crazy, start being nice, nasty, start doing little petty things, she now feels like she's succeeded in bringing you down to her level. Number one. The number two reason why a person, a jealous, miserable woman, would antagonize and provoke you to bring you out of character is to show other people that she's not as great as you all think she is. See, when you are getting attention from other people or getting compliments from other people or other people receive you well, a woman, and you'll often see these kind of things like in workplaces, in schools, anywhere where you have a bunch of women being in the same location, there's typically always at least one who serves as the antagonist in the group or in the environment. She is specifically placed there, in my opinion, by the devil to somehow trick you into coming out of your place. And that's what she wants you to do. She wants you to stoop so low and be so triggered by whatever it is that she's doing and saying that you come out of character and explode. And like many people say with those nice women, the quiet women, you sometimes don't want to poke the bear. And that is a true statement for a lot of women who are more reserved, more kind, more nice, unbothered. And it's because when you have that kind of mentality, when you have that attitude where you're not bothering anybody, but yet they're bothering you, when they come into your space, if you're not careful and you're not refined in your unbotheredhood, you very well can let a woman who likes to provoke and antagonize get underneath of your skin. And we all have dealt with or deal with women who get a kick out of provoking and antagonizing other women. And they often do it with like little condescending tones. You know, they set up little scenarios and situations to try to trap you into coming out of character in some way. But see, women like that who like to bait other women, who like to provoke other women to wrath, what they don't understand is that a lot of times women who are more classy, have more decorum, actually have common sense and wisdom, are almost always like 10 steps ahead of them, as in you already see what they're trying to do and it's not going to work. You treat women like that like the clowns they are. When they try to provoke you to wrath, provoke you to feel any kind of way to try to get under your skin, you cannot let it get to you. And I know some women are not in their femininity, so you still very much have that, I'm going to show her she can try it if she want to, this kind of thing. But I'm telling you, more than anything else, when you don't give that type of woman any time or attention, and her provocation, her antagonization does not work against you, she will often scurry off feeling defeated and move on to her next target. See, women like that only feel good when they can actually get you to give in to their antagonization, when they can get you to give in to the way they're trying to provoke you to get on their level. They don't care like if you even end up calling them out into the streets, wanting to do all these physical things, violence and all of that, which you don't do. But even if you did that, that would be a win for them, because it's showing once again that you're no better than them. And you have to leave lowbrow women exactly where they are, in the gutter, because that's where their mind is. Any woman who tries to bait another woman and bring her out of character just because believe it or not, you have some women who look at women who have a decent character, a decent personality, the way you carry yourself just in a decent way. You know, nobody's perfect, but you are not messy. Some women will be very triggered by the fact that you're not messy, and they will try to orchestrate circumstances to bring you out of character. And especially if you're in an environment like work where it's attached to your money, you often have women who will try to set up special circumstances where they know if something's attached to your money, you're going to get irritated, and they want to see, okay, watch. I bet you she's going to act like this now. Watch if you do this. Watch how she acts. All that little goody is going to go out the window. You have some women who are so mean and miserable, they actually operate that way. But when you're a woman who operates as if she has options, and you disregard that kind of behavior because it's very lowbrow, shallow, petty, childlike behavior, when you disregard that and move on, they end up looking stupid. And that's a win for you. So as a woman who is unbothered and very much 10 steps ahead of petty women, you have to be aware when a woman is trying to bait you, trying to provoke you, and trying to get you to somehow come out of character in some way. There are some women who just don't like seeing other women happy. They don't like seeing other women be level-headed. They don't like seeing other women being so chill. Like they want you on edge and in fight mode at all times. And if you're not like that, they will try to do and say things so that you're in that rah-rah mode. It's very ghetto in nature, in my opinion. So when you're a woman who recognizes those kind of things, and that's not just for women, because you have some men too, where they are so stressed about every little thing, everything somebody does, everything somebody says absolutely bothers them, especially in the workplace. I don't know about you, but I cannot stand being around men who whine all the time like women. It's bad enough when women do it, but when you have a man who's constantly whining and complaining about something, my goodness, it can make you want to rip your hair out. And then they feel some kind of way when you aren't doing the same thing that they're doing. It's like some people really don't understand the idea of going to work to get a check, going to school to get an education, and coming home. Like all of the additives you do not need. But when a woman, especially when a woman is, she has some kind of alt with you, she has an issue with you, she just doesn't like the way you carry yourself, it makes her feel some kind of way. No doubt, she will organize some kind of circumstance to try to get you out of your character. Do not fall for it. Women like that, because they feel like they don't have anything to lose, they will often help you lose everything. Meaning, let's say for this example, in the workplace, if she knows you're doing well at that job, you might be outperforming her in some way because you're getting more recognition, you're getting more opportunity, you're getting raises and things like that. She's going to go out of her way, especially if she's jealous of you. She's going to go out of her way to try to make it look like you don't deserve what you have because you're being fake. See, women who are jealous and insecure around other women and they try to antagonize and provoke you to be just as mean and nasty and sometimes unprofessional as them, their whole goal is to try to get you down to where they are. They want to sabotage your success, sabotage the things you're accomplishing, sabotage your overall reputation and the way people see you. And if they succeed at that, that is a win for them. And it's simply because a lot of times people don't see them in that same way. See, women who think like that, they don't realize if they worked on their own character, their own personal development, if they got with God the way I believe and got themselves together, they wouldn't have to resort to trying to provoke and manipulate and antagonize another woman in order to get themselves to feel good when another woman comes out of character. And I know this is very ghetto in nature, but you have some women who are like that. They only feel good when they see another woman destroying herself. And that's the reason why, in my opinion, a lot of the so-called sisterhood and the girl's girl thing is kind of non-existent at this point. And even though I very much am a girl's girl, because a lot of women have such a mean-spirited way about them, because a lot of women have a bad habit, a nasty habit of trying to bring the absolute worst out of other women, and you see it all the time. Some women don't even want to be friends with other women unless you're willing to do things that's going to put yourself in jeopardy, be it mentally or physically. If you're not willing to go out to the clubs and get pissy drunk, they don't want to hang out with you. If you're not willing to sleep around with a whole bunch of different people or, interfere in other people's relationships, they don't want to be bothered with you. If you're not willing to be disrespectful and somehow mess up the relationship you're already in, they don't want to be bothered with you. If you take your work and your home life too seriously and you're not willing to be for the streets, even though you're a married woman or you're a mother, they don't want to be bothered with you. A lot of women of today, and I know this might rub some people the wrong way, but I don't care. If you've been on this channel any moment of time, you already know I say some things that I know a lot of people are not going to agree with, but it is what it is. There are some women today that only want to befriend women who are willing to risk it all in order to have a relationship with her, in order to be a friend to her. And a lot of women want to be able to influence other women in a negative way in order to call them their friends. That's why you have to bear in mind the type of friends, the type of people. It's always, remember, quality over quantity, depending on where you are at your life. So when you're a teenager, when you're in your early 20s, you might be able to afford to be around people who are just shooting the breeze, always gossiping, always in some mess. But believe me, as you get older, once you get over the age of 25, and especially into your 30s, you're going to become a lot more selective about the kind of people you surround yourself with. And it's not that you think you're better than somebody else. It's just that you're mindful of the company that you keep, especially depending on where you are in your life. If you are trying to accomplish a lot of things, if you are trying to keep yourself grounded spiritually, if you are trying to keep your family intact, you do not want to be around people, men or women alike, who are going to drag you down. And you have some people who deliberately come into your life, I believe, to try to antagonize and provoke you to do everything wrong. There are some people that see you doing good in life, see you doing good at your job, see you doing good in your relationship, as motherhood, what have you. And they are strategically put there, I believe, to somehow drag you down. And if you're not careful, you will give right into the bait that they're setting up for you. You will give right into the trap that they are setting up for you. But if you're careful and you recognize it for what it is, they will fall into the trap and leave you alone. See, wicked people, jealous people, manipulative people, people who like to provoke other people to do the wrong things, to come out of character, they never succeed. But you have to be a wise woman and recognize it when you see it and don't give into it. Will you sometimes fall into a trap? We're all human. Do people get under your skin? Absolutely, we are all human. But when people, and this is where assessing your circle and your environment comes in play, you have to know the kind of people that you're around. Because if you're dealing with messy people who always have drama with somebody, it's only a matter of time before they have drama with you, before they try to start something with you. And if you're just lackadaisical, walking around acting like, oh, the sky is blue, the birds are chirping, and meanwhile, this woman is in your space trying to get under your skin, saying and doing little things to sabotage you, if you're not aware of it, she will succeed. So as confident, feminine, and wise women, you have to be mindful of when somebody's trying to provoke you and get you to come out of character, and stay 10 steps ahead of them and get away from them if you can. All right? Like and subscribe to the channel and share this content. Hit the notification bell so that you're aware when I post a brand new video. If you watch this video until the very end, put the high heel emoji in the comment section. I absolutely love to see it. Take care.